What's up, everybody? It's Nate with Closet by Clark. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be shipping orders. Here's my Tuesday and Wednesday morning sales. It's Wednesday afternoon right now. I haven't gotten anything done this morning. Was hanging out with some family, but we're about to get all these orders pulled from the house. Decent day, decent 2 days for sales. I shoot for 10 a day. Higher days coming in at like 15 and a good day is 20. Only 2 days out from the Miami trip. I did knock my listings down to 20 a day for the first 2 weeks of November until I get back from Miami. Then I'm going to take it into high gear and start the road to $15,000 a month series, I guess is what I'm going to call it. I actually didn't think of that. I just figured that out right now. Anyway, we got a bunch of sales, so I'm going to get started pulling those and show you what sold. No Depop sales over the last couple days, but we did have 3 go on Poshmark. We got some Lucky Brand jeans, Arizona Jean Co., and this Lucky Brand bomber jacket. This was the one I picked up for $1 just a few videos ago. So that went for $35. Really quick flip on that. This is a Puma Ferrari tracksuit, which is nice. I picked that up wholesale for like $3, sold for $60. This was another wholesale buy. All my polo stuff, I have about $2 a piece on because I got a lot of it really cheap at one point. This polo bear is easy money. This is a $70 sale. Always pick that guy up when you see him. Just a little Who Cares NBA custom hoodie. That was like 20 bucks. This Stronghold jacket is an LA streetwear brand. This is my first time picking it up and selling it, but it sold in a couple weeks, and that was a nice $35 sale. Levi's, these are from the bins the other day. The 569 cut, easy $20 sale all day long on the Levi's. Some Lee jeans. One of these graphics I picked up in a bale for $5, sold for $17, I think. Same bale with this guy, sold for $20. Carhartt's always a good sale. These sold for $22. Some buckle jeans, wide leg with the flare I got from the bins, and this vintage Nike shirt, picked it up for $5, sold it for I think $30. The old Nike stuff does really good. I also do a lot of whatnot buying. It is pretty competitive on there, but if you can find the right shows at the right times, you'll get some great deals. So I picked up this box for $100 yesterday, and I'm going to show you all that stuff real quick. This Ohio State on the old Lee Sport tag, a little distressing on the neck, but that won't be a big deal. Then there's a couple vintage Ralph Lauren pieces and this modern New York Big Pony, size small. This Ravens Super Bowl sweatshirt on the old Toltex tag, Bruce Springsteen World Tour, which should be good because of the movie coming out, Epcot zip up, and these Porsche P1900 jeans. I've never actually seen these in person before. It's old designer denim. I'll throw a comp on screen. They are size 38 by 34, but definitely a really cool piece. I like that little button there. Wine hand shirt and a couple pairs of vintage True Religion bell bottoms. These ones are really reworked. There's not even a pocket here, but that shouldn't hurt the value too much. And this Peterbilt dry duck jacket. If you ever find something with the Peterbilt logo, it normally sells a little higher than average. The Carhartt jackets do the best in this style, but with the Peterbilt logo, it'll probably get close to $100 anyway. Definitely not bad for $100. We got to get all these sales loaded up and head to the storage unit, but before we go, always got to update the mileage. Right now we're at 65575. Whenever I get questions about reselling or anything related, and matter of fact, ask me anything. I don't even like reselling related questions are cool, but I'll talk about anything. I just need to know what to talk about, you know? But one of the questions I got is how did I first when I first started, how did I get 10 pieces a day? I really just went to the Goodwill bins or the normal Goodwill racks locations. Immediately once I started, I was listing 10 a day, 300 my first month, which led to like 20 sales or less. Picking a baseline you know you can do and stick to it. The bins was pretty far away from me. I kind of knew, not pretty far, it was only 30 minutes. I also got a question about discounts. I'll throw my markdown strategy on screen. Just copied mine from another seller. It works pretty well. So, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ending and selling similar, 1% every day, worked pretty well too because eBay reads that as more listings, listing 30 a day at that point. So doing that on top of ending and relisting 20 to 25, it looked like I had 50 to 55 new listings go up every day, so I had a nice boost in sales from that. But it's also just more time you have to put into it. Also, your questions about the rag house connections, how to make those. It's just trial and error. You just have to reach out to like hundreds of them. You have to find the textile recycling centers. If you find one in your area, there's a chance for local pickups, so that's great. But realistically, you're going to have to check everywhere. I've contacted hundreds. There's hundreds of them, and probably maybe thousands of them, who knows, in the country. I don't deal with any outside of the country because international shipping and tariffs makes it a pain, but just consistency. At the same time, when it comes to making the local connections, like I do have some people that live a little further away, some up to like 3 hours, so I don't really make those drives as much. But when it came to meeting them, be a good person to work with, be someone they look for, like show up, introduce yourself, act professional, show you're ready to buy. Don't, like, obviously try to get a better deal if you can, but if you're getting a great rate already, don't haggle them out of money, because like obviously $3 a piece or $4 a piece, they have to be able to, they have a buy cost. They have to be able making some type of money. There is someone in my area that I've seen on Marketplace promoting like a rag house type of operation. He said he's getting about a truckload in a week, which could be a really cool connection. So I want to reach out to him once I get back from Miami. Show up on time, show up a little early. You're definitely just, you want to make a good impression. As much as it is a business arrangement, you want to kind of make some type of friendship there as well and show that you're interested in like a repeat thing or a bigger thing. Those always lead to better deals. I am super excited for the Miami trip. Rag houses, when I started a year ago, felt like something completely unobtainable. It would take me forever to get into, maybe never. I know most sellers don't even ever get the chance to do that. So doing it at my age and maybe having like definitely the opportunity for it to be a recurring thing, like who knows, I could go there once a month, which would be just crazy. But it's, yeah, having the opportunity is definitely going to take my my store to the next level. So that's super cool in the broker hookup. So I'm excited for the scale. Everything's working out great. Actually, I would like to clear 6 figures on this, like net profit across the board, which at this rate doesn't seem unlikely. I mean, it's definitely achievable. I think it's a question of when at this point because of how fast everything's been going. In December, I'll be turning 21. So assuming I can pull in 100 grand, like across the board profit, would be awesome. You love to see that, don't you? Here's a bunch of empty boxes behind me because we've been consolidating. You can see I have this rack completely clear. At least when that box moves over here, it will be. The volume I'm listing, definitely going to need more space. The next move for the racks is to go into a spare bedroom, but technically my sister stays in there when she's home from college. I don't want to fill that room up too much. You know, I want her to have her own space or whatever. Eventually, if I have a storage unit worth of stuff and I'm not in a warehouse space already, I'll probably go ahead and just get another storage unit in here. It's $350 a month for one of these units. It is climate controlled. There's no power in here. That's another one of the questions I got, but it's not a big deal as long as it stores it. The rest of the sales for the day, so we're going to talk about these really quick. If we got this Saints hoodie, Nashville Predators, Wrangler jeans. I don't normally pick them up, but the retros don't do bad, but I have been sitting on these for a while, as you can see. Nice American Eagle spell out. New York Rangers. Orvis, this brand used to be really good, really quick, easy money. It's definitely slowed down a little bit, but I mean, this is still like a $16, $17 sale, so not terrible if you can pick it up at the bins. I don't remember what brand these are, but we got some jeans here. A little Hawaii hoodie. This was a $22 sale. We got some Carhartt pants right here. There's a logo on them, more modern, but Carhartt stuff moves great. The Birdwell Beach board shorts, I bought a bunch of these for $8 a pop. They sell for like $40. In the wintertime, these ones only went for like $15, so I really only made a couple of dollars, but it's because the temperature was dropped. I had a markdown. That is one of the downsides to the markdown strategy I'm using now. I don't get to review everything, so sometimes I miss some stuff. Polo. Nice red button up, easy $20 sale. That was a more recent one. I got that for probably $2 or less. This is an older one as well. Youth North Face, so those youth sizes just take longer to sell. This is sitting on this rack, so I probably picked this up last time it was cold out, like last winter, and I've been sitting on it for that long. And then we got this little Arizona Co. sweater. As far as my racks go, you can see I have some low SKU numbers up here because I ran out at one point. So I have 2 up to like 60 or 70, maybe 80. But yeah, you can see right here, it goes from 70 to 1024. So this is actually my active oldest listing, 1024. And then the bottom of this rack is already down to 1609. This one is 1627. And then by the start of the next rack, we're already at 2000. So I have moved a bunch of the older stuff. Obviously, I have a bunch of older stuff on these racks just because I wasn't picking up great items back then. Like, this is pretty random. I have considered doing some type of like whatnot liquidation for some of my older stuff, but at the same time, it still moves. It just takes a little longer. Once you store it for this long, though, there is less money to be made, obviously, because some of that goes into storage fees. Not much for how much inventory I have per piece, but I mean, it's still a little bit. It just adds up. I could have had something a lot more valuable, a lot more desirable sitting on that spot. None of these pieces have hit a year yet. I haven't hit a year yet doing the clothes. I mean, obviously that shirt I showed is going to be a low sell-through rate item. If you pick up something with a 25% sell-through rate, that's a 25% chance to move in 90 days. 90 days is a quarter, so you're signing up to hold that thing for a year. Obviously, I want to move stuff a lot quicker than a year, but with how much stuff I have, it doesn't really matter how long I've been sitting because I haven't been sitting on anything for a year. Not yet. In a couple months, we'll have to reevaluate. Obviously, the first 1,000 are gone, so that's the first 3 months. So, I mean, come April next year, if I'm still sitting on my oldest listings here, if I don't have this row cleared out by April next year, then that's a problem, and I'll need to look at liquidating because I just really don't want to hold anything for a year. Is like a reasonable timeline, I think, to move most of my stuff. Reassess, see if the listing was bad because I've changed picture setups since then, but if it doesn't move, I do need to change something, you know? Got the consolidating done till this back corner. We only have one rack left to do. There's a lot of jackets on there, so the one thing you move over might be just a quarter of the box already. So we already got that one rack empty, and there's almost half a rack empty right here. So definitely going to be a little further ahead than I expected. Here's all the boxes behind me. It's only been like 2 weeks since I've done this, so seeing it fill up that, or empty out that many boxes that quick is pretty sweet. But probably going to get this knocked out Friday. I lied, went ahead and just got it all done. So we have almost 2 racks completely free, except these little slots up here. So we'll be able to move over quite a bit. Don't put off what you can do today until tomorrow, I guess. Went ahead and got all that consolidating knocked out. Got everything dropped off already. Another thing I got a lot of questions about is bookkeeping. If I don't get a comment on a YouTube video about it, I get one on a bunch of my TikToks. I use SimpleSellr. I'll be transparent saying it is a brand deal. I've had 3 offered to me. I'm only going with this one. I've turned down the other 2 because they're simply products I don't or wouldn't use. I mean, it is a really easy spreadsheet to use too. It does pretty much everything for you. All you have to do is go in and put your cost of goods. You use my code and save 20% off your first year, and it's no extra fee to you. If you don't use my code, you'll just pay more. The top subscription I use is like 20 bucks a month. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say what I get. Whatever. I get like a partial commission if you use my code for like your first year or whatever. So I mean, you should definitely check it out. There's a free trial if you do like it. Use the code and save that 20%, and if you don't like it, then never use it again. Another thing I kind of want to talk about is advice, just as someone who gets a lot of it, whether it's solicited or not. And you really have to be careful with who you take advice from. The question I used to ask when I was looking at who to take advice from was, would I switch places with that person? And that's not really a fair thing to do it, because someone may be well-versed in a topic that I'm not, while being less proficient than me in something I am knowledgeable in. Like, for example, there's going to be overweight, unhealthy, rich people, while there's also going to be broke athletes. So who are you going to take advice from? Like health advice, I'm going to go to the healthy guy, and obviously financial advice, I'm going to go to the guy that is more well off. It also depends what you want your goals to be. Like, I'm all for asking questions. You can't be afraid to ask questions, just because closed mouths don't get fed. Sometimes it's a matter of knowing who to ask. But there's whatever you're doing, I mean, unless you're the #1 person in the world for it, which is unlikely, someone's always going to be better at it than you, and someone's always going to be worse at it than you. And you can even learn from the people that are worse at it than you sometimes, but it's still probably not great advice to take. I give a ton of advice, and I've had people, I got one comment saying someone looked up to me even though I was younger than them, which is really cool, but I also totally get that. I mean, there's people my age making crazy money doing these internet businesses that I would never understand. I'm very proficient in eBay. I've done so much research. I've done so many reps of doing the same thing. I learn what moves, learn what doesn't. But there's also only so much I do know. My store doing $10,000 a month, I'm not one of the guys that can tell you exactly how to run a $20,000 a month eBay store, because I haven't done it for myself. I know people that have. I have good friends that do, but it's just the constant strive for growth too. You wouldn't go to a single guy for relationship advice. You go to the guy that's been married 60 years, and he'll probably tell you to just stop talking as much. I don't know what he'd say, but that's not my field of expertise, I guess. I didn't have some big conclusion for that either. Just kind of a mini rant, but it's important to take advice with a grain of salt sometimes. I got this stack of clothes, and that's really all I'm going to need to take care of to get through the week. Going to get these pictures knocked out, but that's all for today's video. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Peace.